Hello there. Ooh, why I trip every damn time I head this way? I'm gonna go this way from now on. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Yogi Hamm. I'm Yogi Hamm. How you doing? It's my garage. That's where we talk about, we get together. Woo, we get together sometimes out here, boy, we talk about stuff. Tonight we're doing famous last words. Yeah, stuff people said, famous people said right before they croaked. Ooh, and we got another category called embarrassing last words. So run over here, or when you go into this playlist right here, and then they're in there. They're in the famous last words playlist. Yeah, go in there, and also we're taking all kinds. We ain't just finding real ones. We welcome real ones. We'll say, hey, this is a real one right here, if you want us to. If you don't want us to, we'll just tell you, and they don't know who wrote it in. But some of them we wrote, but a lot of them's coming in. We got a pretty good response, but we're gonna need more because we won't keep it going. So yeah, send us your embarrassing last words if you know a real story of somebody that did that, or if you writing your own trying to be funny. We use all of them. Just remember, write in. Let us know if you want to say who wrote that. So we go anyway. First, let me address what I'm wearing. I usually try to dress a little more respectful when we doing famous last words. But here's what happened. We got out of here and we was getting ready to shoot a movie. And then we realized, well, shoot, we just did one, and we don't like to do the same kind of category right next to each other. We like to put one or two or three or more sometimes in between each episode of that thing. And so we was like, oh, well, let's change it up. And we looked around, and the next one that hadn't been done in a little bit was famous last words. Now, like I told you, I like to dress up a little bit better than this. Just a little bit. See, this is relaxed. I'd like to at least be casual out of respect for the croak. But I figured, so I started to go back in there and change clothes. But then I thought, if I go back in there, them dogs are going to be like, okay, he's in for the night. Let's go snuggle. And then when I come back out here, guess what? They're going to let loose with some howling and barking. And then if they bark long, it's just with that little area between me and my neighbor over there. That spot between me and her house just echoes. Like, she can be in her house with her window shut, but if she yells about something or something surprises her and she hollers out, or she's on the phone laughing, I can hear it. I can hear it in my house. So if my dogs start barking the same thing, so she'll start coming over here, trying to knock on the door. Yogi Hamm, Yogi Hamm, why them dogs barking? Can you quiet them dogs up? And then I'm out here trying to do stuff like this, but then I have to go in, quiet them dogs up, lay down, wait for them to start getting drowsy, and then come back out here. But then by then it's damn near midnight. I have to rush through something. So I said, well, I'm just going to have to wear this. And then you know what happened when I decided to wear it? I look at it. Look, that's a damn Denver Broncos shirt. And here's what happened. I had that on. That's what I was wearing. And I thought, well, it's starting to get a little chilly. I might want to throw another shirt over it. And I just grabbed this one because it was on a pile of ones I ain't worn that much. I think it's only the second time. But anyway, I get out of here, I put it on, and I come out of here, and I'm like, and I show standing in front, I show Eliza, look at that, that's the Denver Broncos logo right there. And then And then it hit me. I was like, oh, back in the 70s, the Denver Broncos defense was called the what? The Orange Crush. Yeah, that defense was called the Orange Crush. Boy, them Broncos. I didn't even plan that. I just put them clothes on, come out here, and then noticed it right before we were trying to go on the air. And I said, look at that! And they were like, oh, we don't know what you're talking about. I said, Orange Crush! Like, we're like 20 years younger than you. Whatever. Okay, so anyhow, let's get on with it then. That's just weird. Ain't that weird? I put 2 shirts on different times, not thinking about it at all, and it worked out. Them Broncos, 70s defense to Orange Crush. I can't believe that. This video gonna go viral because of that. Yogi Hamm channel getting ready to blow up. Better get in on it while you can. Okay, famous last words. Let's hurry up. We're already 6 minutes in. We ain't done the first one. Let's zippity whiz bang through these. First one. Gonna be a little hard to rush through this one. Elvis. Yeah. 1977. And I think he was, 42? I think he's 42. So in the middle of the night, he gets up and he's headed out of the bedroom, and his girlfriend, she rolls over. She said, where you going? He said, I'm going to the bathroom to read. And she said, don't you fall asleep in there. And he said, I won't. But yeah. So next, 1977 as well. Groucho Marx, remember that guy? They make him them glasses like him with the nose, the big nose, and that big mustache, them fake glasses you put on with them nose and them mustache. That's modeled after him, or the early ones was modeled after him. Now I'm not so sure about it now, but he had a show, him and his brothers, all them Groucho, Chico, Dumbo, Pluto. I don't know. I don't remember them all. But that Groucho Marx, boy, his wife said, she came over to him and he was laying there on his croak bed. She leaned down, she said, please don't croak. But the D word they don't like. And he said, croak, my dear. But the D word, croak, my dear. That's the last thing I intend to do. That's good right there, wasn't it? See, I had expected people to laugh at that, but I forgot to tell you, since this is more somber, we ain't here to make jokes and try to be funny or nothing like that. We try to make this respectful. So that's why we started having live studio audiences. And we decided to do it now and then. But we figured this would be more respectful if it's a somber thing. You don't have people whispering and laughing and then applauding and stuff. We just keep it respectful. That's why we had nobody out here. Tonight we're out here all by ourselves. As disrespectful. I apologize. That's disrespectful. Such a somber video. And we need to talk. Edit that out. Better edit that out. 1, 2, 3. So next, remember that drummer? Remember that band, The Who? They did that song, Who Are You? All like that. They did a bunch of them. They did this one I've had on here before when we was talking about one of my spider stories back in there. Go look in the playlist, Spider Stories. Go watch them and hear a horrifying tale of bravery and battle with a giant beast. But one of those songs was Boris the Spider that I gave you to listen to. And that was by The Who. So, Keith Moon, that feller, he was their drummer and he had an alcohol problem. And he got real blasted one night. And then they don't know what preceded that, or at least I couldn't find what preceded it to make him say this, so we don't know what he was talking about to her, but she was leaving in a huff, and he hollered out, he said, if you don't like it, language warning, plug ears if you're afraid of bad words. He said, if you don't like it, he yelled it, if you don't like it, you can fuck off, like that. Okay, you can unplug ears. So anyway, he said that, and then you know what happened. He passed out and he throwed up, and he asphyxiated himself on it. At least it was his own. So a TV show. I'm gonna tell you about a TV show. So I watched it because my mama watched it, and we only had 3 channels and then one TV till. Sister Patty got one for a room, but Mama watched this show called Barney Miller, and it was about some New York detectives in their precinct there in their detective office with their desk and their typewriters and a jail cell behind them, and it was a comedy, situation comedy, I guess, I don't know. Sitcom, yeah, that's what it was. But it's funny. It's a good show. And I was a little kid, and then even if I was over at my Granny Crenshaw's, she watched it too. So I saw about damn near every damn episode. But there was a dude on there. He was an Asian guy, and the actor's name was Jack Sue. And then they had they had that guy, and then they had like an old dude. And then they had this young know-it-all guy that was like a brainiac. And then they had this African-American guy over here. Ron Glass was that guy's name. But the leader of the guy, he's like Italian or something. But Barney Miller was that guy. Hal Linden. Was that him? Hal Linden? But anyway, that's a cool-ass opening theme, too. Great music on that. Barney Miller. But the Asian dude, Jack Sue, was an actor, his name. And he was on that show, he played, I think he was Yamada. Detective Yamada, I believe. It might be closer or it might be off a little bit. But in the show, he's notorious, boy, for making bad coffee. And then, every episode they'd be like, damn. And he'd be like, what? And then, but he got that guy that played Barney Miller, Jack Sue, had problems and he ended up in the hospital real quick. He rushed him out of the hospital. And that guy that played Barney Miller, he heard about it and he rushed over there because they was friends, even after that show. And, he went in there right when they was taking him to surgery. And that Jack Sue guy looked at his buddy from Barney Miller, and he looked at him and he said, it must have been the coffee. And they kind of both chuckled, and they hauled him off, and he didn't come back. That's a beautiful moment, really. I mean, if you got to go, it'd be nice if there's a beautiful memory like that. And last, here we go. Ooh, y'all didn't give me that gong buzzer. Okay, it's going to be disrespectful. Yep. Anyhow, we way over budget. You're supposed to give me a gong when I got like a minute to go before we hit budget. So, last one. Here we go. John Wayne, that cowboy guy. How you doing, Pilgrim? I can't do that. I can't do it. But he was on his croak bed, and his daughter was there, and they didn't think he recognized nobody anymore. And she went over there, and she's like, Daddy, do you know who I am? And he said, of course I know who you are. You're my girl, and I love you. Then he croaked. Whew, that's sad right there, boy, but poignant. That's damn poignant. That's what that is. Beautiful, but also tugging at them heartstrings, boy. Oh my God, that woman, have her daddy say that to her right before he leaves the world. That probably meant the world to her. Like that. But anyhow, now, there you go. That's all for this episode. We are way over budget. I can't. So, okay. All right. Song. So because we going to the yard. We're going to the yard. I hope you got your rough house and clothes on. Because we going to be out. Song. Let's get you to a song. Dean Martin. My man Dean Martin. I've talked about him a lot on here if you've been around a while. Anyhow, Dean Martin from 1964. A recording of I'll Be Seeing You. Yeah, it's like I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. Yeah. I had to get that in there. I always have it in there. So, okay. Yeah, go listen to that. I'll Be Seeing You by Dean Martin version. I'm sure there's a lot of people did that one. But, yeah, them's them last words. We got plenty more coming behind this one. Way back there or up there. I don't know. Something like that. Comment if you want to. Bye.